was horrified. It just didn't seem real. My brain, I couldn't process what was happening.
And chaos. Witnesses describe how what started as a typical day at church turned into their worst nightmare.
Dozens of witnesses took the stand today in the Antioch church shooting trial. News Channel 5's Matthew Torres spent the day in the courtroom. And Matthew, officers believe Emmanuel Samson was trying to outdo the Charleston church shooter there.
That's right. And before we get to that part, the last witness that we heard today was from Tammy Luker, who described the shooter that he was some type of NFL player walking around like he was God and that he was boogeyman. That is just one of several testimonies we heard today on top of evidence that prosecutors are using to paint the picture that there was intent behind the shooting.
Everybody in the foyer was laying down, blood everywhere.
Barbara Davis is one of many churchgoers who testified the moment a gunman walked inside the church. Like others, they remember seeing a large person wearing all black with a gun already drawn.
And I turn again, and I look right into this white smile, like it's just right here in my face. And then I get knocked down.
She's referring to the Joker-like mask prosecutors say Emmanuel Samson wore while carrying out the shooting rampage.
This is the case that went with that rifle.
It's one of countless pieces of evidence from inside and outside Burnett Chapel Church of Christ. Church members began to sob in the courtroom, seeing pictures of blood splatters on the foyer, bathroom, and pews. And Melanie Crow's blood-stained purse, the mother killed in the parking lot.
There's significant blood staining here.
There's also the gun and 3 loaded magazines officials said were in the tactical vest he wore when he was tackled by church usher Caleb Engel. And his shirt with prints of 3 target marks. But one piece of evidence is helping hammer the state's argument home that Samson's actions that morning were racially motivated. A note found on the dashboard of his Nissan Xterra, found still running in the parking lot. It says,
"Dylan Roof is less than nothing. The blood that 10 of your kind will shed is that of the color of the RBG flag in terms of vengeance. 1 up and a smiley face at the end."
The judge explained to jurors the RBG flag, a Pan-African flag representing black liberation. In Dylan Roof's case, the white supremacist convicted of killing 9 African Americans at a Charleston church in 2015.
I was horrified. It just didn't seem real. My brain, I couldn't process what was happening.
And so far, we heard from more than 40 witnesses from the state on the stand over the course of just 2 days. This will pick back up tomorrow at 9 o'clock. We are expecting to hear from the defense arguing that his actions were more suicidal. But to continue our coverage now on a different perspective on this trial, we have News Channel 5's Nick Barris.
Okay, Nick Barris here along with News Channel 5 legal analyst Nick Leonardo. Day 2 of the Antioch church shooting trials in the books this morning. And then through the afternoon, Nick, the prosecution doing a good job, I think, of presenting some evidence showing what it was that Samson brought with him to the church. Emmanuel Samson brought to the church.
Yeah, they introduced actual physical evidence today. We saw the tactical vest that he was wearing, although it did not contain body armor. We also saw the mask that had the imprint of the Joker, very scary mask, as well as the firearms. But the most important piece of evidence that we've seen so far to date in the trial was introduced today, and that was a letter that was left in Mr. Samson's vehicle.
Yeah, and you know, this letter referenced the mass shooting at a historically black church in South Carolina back in 2015. Dylan Roof convicted of that. And the letter maybe going to motive and why he was there, and that there was planning for Emmanuel Samson to try to top that. 9 people killed in South Carolina. He wanted to kill 10 at this church, 10 white church members. That, again, goes to motive and why he was there. And
it also goes to premeditation. The mountain of premeditation the prosecution promised they were going to show us in the opening argument. They stated today that they have 4 small witnesses tomorrow. The defense has 3, maybe 4. The jury could get it tomorrow.
All right, we will wait and see. We'll send it back to you in the studio.